Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Rach.
Thanks for having me.
It's very exciting. I'm very excited you're here. It's going to take like an hour, I reckon. Like around that hour mark.
Okay.
Maybe 2 for you. Fucking talk.
That's why I said it at an hour.
We're cutting it off at an hour, right?
But that happens. But anyway,
That's all right. So we're just going to talk about you, who the hell you are, let's start. How did we meet? Stables.
Yeah.
Yep. CrossFit land.
When it was still at Mountain Creek High School.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that, do you reckon?
Probably 10. I think it was within the first 12 months of me opening Contessa, I think.
Yeah.
And then I started training with you guys because I was just sad and lonely by myself.
Just all sort of very pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Stuff. Kind of like my whole life at the moment is like what happened
Pre and post. Yeah, we say that all the time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Everything after has just gone so fast, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's definitely been, so since I've had kids, because I didn't start CrossFit till I'd had the kids. So.
Yeah. So how old were you when you started training CrossFit?
I guess 38.
38 when you started.
38, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's when I started, and I got all excited because I'd been sick after I had just some stuff go on after I'd had the girls and had this kind of go ahead to start doing some exercise. My husband had been trying to convince me to go to CrossFit. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit.
So he did it first, obviously.
He did it first, He was trying to convince me to go, and then I had a few wines with Brandy, and I was wasted one evening, and she goes, "Come to CrossFit, look at my biceps," and I went, "Okay, I'll go."
That's so good. And were you both at Stables? Is that where you started?
Yeah. No.
Back with Josh.
Back with Joshy. Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Just still, I reckon he could still bust out a 2-minute 10 Fran on no training. Josh is always like the fittest man without actually being fit. So
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then when you started training, were you just in? Did you love CrossFit straight away when you first started?
Yeah, I was weirdly hooked. It was kind of like, I still remember my first session. It was it was like a Tuesday morning, and I went, oh yeah, that's easy. I can do that with the bench press. And then the workout was literally like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute with 1 minute in between of wall balls and double unders, and I did like 3 kilo wall balls to not quite the line, and I would have done like high rocks squats.
High rock squats. Oh no! Called it
already. It would have been terrible. And I did the first 3 minutes with some skipping, and I thought, God, this is terrible. So in that minute, I had to go to the toilet, and it was like my whole body just had shut down in 3 minutes, and then I had, oh my God, I've got to go back.
That's so good.
Yeah. And then it was some sort of variation in Nancy, I think, on the Thursday. But in that time, like I had that, had the DOMs, and I worked next door to a chemist, so I thought, I'm going to get some magnesium, help the DOMs, and I'm thinking, oh well, if 2 tablets works, I'm going to take 4 times the dose. And
oh my God, did you shit yourself?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I went from not being able to get on and off the toilet to not
like
actually being able to
on
get
it.
on. Yeah, it was not a good time.
That's so good.
Oh my
had
God.
a bit of a magnesium cleanse.
A bit of a clean out.
That's very good.
Yeah, so don't make that mistake.
No, not recommended. And then, so didn't start till you're 38. What did you do prior to CrossFit?
I was a swimmer. So national level swimmer, New Zealand. Also did surf lifesaving.
What age were you national level swimmer?
It was kind of like that, 16, 17.
Yep.
At that age, and then I got into. I still did, I did swimming nationals in New Zealand till I think my last swimming nationals was I was 28.
Yep.
So it just couldn't keep me away. I just loved it. I really enjoyed swimming. I think there's so much. It's hard. Everyone sort of goes on about that, the black line and how boring it is. But there's that. But what you get in exchange for that is you get all those friendships, and I've still got friends now that I've had since I was like 9 years old.
That's very cool.
What was your stroke?
I was a breaststroker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why. It's good thighs.
I was just about to say, you can tell by those legs.
Yeah, it's got breaststroker thighs. It's fine. That carries over really well for CrossFit later on. But I got into life-saving as well, surf lifesaving in New Zealand. That's what actually brought me over here from New Zealand. So just got too cold to swim in the ocean.
I was just about to say, call me ridiculous, naive, whatever you want. Didn't even know that was a thing in New Zealand because, well, how the fuck do you have surf lifesaving over there? It's freezing.
I know, but yeah, we still have we've got quite
People
a bit of coastline.
And people still like swim at the beach and shit.
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. So who do you think comes over here in like May, June, July? It's it's Tasmanians and Victorians and New Zealanders.
Kiwis, love it. That's
Yeah.
cool. And then what age were you when you moved to Australia?
Must have been about 28.
Yep.
That's when I came for like a 2-month holiday at the end of 2001, and I was 27 when I did that, and then just haven't left.
Loved it.
basically. Yeah.
And did you meet Trent over here?
I met Trent here.
Yep.
Yeah. Down on Lawn though, that was like life-saving world champs in 2006. He stole my handbag.
Like on purpose?
Like actually?
Like he was thieving?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. And then he walked like about 3 paces. I was quite drunk, and he walked about 3 paces in front of me, so I had to follow him home.
I see what he did there.
Yeah,
Lured you in.
yeah, keys, wallet, all my money, everything. It's like, so yeah,
That's fun.
phone, yeah, no way. I was like, well, just if you want it, it's like,
Come on.
yeah,
Come on, love. I love it.
yeah.
And then, okay, so you've basically been an athlete your entire life,
Yes,
right?
that's all I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you plan on doing it forever?
I hope so. There'll always be something. At the moment, I've got a few like niggles and stuff. I've got like a left leg that works really well at the moment, so I'm sure there'll be something. There's always something you can do. I don't buy into that everyone's got the same 24 hours. That just doesn't work for me. But there's always something you can do.
Yeah.
There's always something. So there'll be something.
Do you think your career has helped with that? Like that mindset, being a physio, do you think that's helpful?
No, I just think it's my nature. That's always been me. I've always mildly competitive.
Just a little bit.
Mildly.
Always something I don't know. That's just been my upbringing. There's always just been that competition with, starts when you're a kid I've got 2 younger brothers and just always wanted to make sure that they knew that I was the best.
And it's never stopped.
It's never stopped.
They've probably stopped. I don't know if that's anything like you. My older brother used to beat me in everything, and now I'll send himself and be like, remember when you could climb a rope like this? Now I can do it so much faster.
He's like, I don't care.
He's like,
anymore.
motherfucker, I'm 40, I don't give a fuck. Like, just stop. Like,
No, I think my brother's got a text message from me this morning, me telling them that I was better than them. So
nice.
just
Never
a
ends.
daily
Just
reminder.
you just got to keep reminding them. I love it.
I love it.
So, 38 when you started. How old are you now?
51, triple 17,
What?
triple 17.
And 51 is
Oh,
17 times 3.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
What? Okay, anyway, doesn't matter.
Because 17
Yeah,
times
yeah,
3
yeah, yeah,
Kenneth,
yeah.
sounds better than 51.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, 51's incredible. So that's pretty cool. So I would have met you before you were 40, I reckon.
Yeah, around that.
Just
yeah,
like
around
39, 40.
Because I started CrossFit like 2013, just before that, like 2 weeks before that open. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching these women at the gym trying to do like toes to bar. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even do a knee raise. I could barely hang from that because I was pretty unwell after I had my youngest, after Millie, just with Graves' disease. Like I sit about 76, 77 kilos now. I was down to 54. I was really, really unwell, no muscle. So all the things that have happened, everything that CrossFit's given me is, just because I was pretty much, I was a very lightweight little girl,
Yeah.
really weak. If I'd have fallen off over and landed on the floor, someone had to help me get up. So,
That's crazy.
So seeing all that stuff, oh my God, like a 15 kilo snatch, like you can get that barbell over your head. Like I think all the things I thought about then that I thought were incredible, and now it's like, I've got to remind myself where I've come from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when did you start? So you started that in that state, like pretty unhealthy, pretty unwell.
Yeah.
When did you start being like, I'm going to compete at this stuff?
I don't know.
Second session.
I just,
Yeah. Day
I
2.
week
After
two-
she stopped
week-
pooing, she was like, I'm in.
week 2, I think it was. Not that I thought it was just there were so many things, and I think there were a couple of just a couple of older women there who didn't look like, as far as I was concerned, they looked fantastic and all that, but they didn't care about that. That wasn't, and it really kind of resonated with me that here they are, they're more interested in trying to get a pull up and, you know, do a handstand and all these things that like, and really kind of like that inner child sort of thing. It's like, oh yeah, I remember when I was like 9 and at primary school doing forward rolls and stuff, and like, oh, I don't know, there's all that kind of vibe to it of like all these different things. So when your brain's a bit busy, I think it's quite nice to have sort of all those sort of things that keep you busy anyway.
Yeah,
So
I love
I'll
it.
kick in that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
So you sort of see that and go, oh yeah, but it builds
Mm.
because, you know, there's only so many things that you realise that you're shit at, and then you get better at them, and then it's like, oh, hang on, but that unlocks the next
The next
level of
thing I'm
things.
shit at,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm shit at that, and then, oh my god, and then I'm shit at that,
And then the better you are,
Yeah.
you realise the
more
more
shit
shit
you
you are.
yeah, and that's like, oh my god, like how can I be so much better, but just so
Still
much
so
worse?
shit.
just crap. Like my whole life, I've come from the part of my life where I was just dealing with literally with shit and my own shitting, and then it's just like I'm just shit. It's just
Just follows on.
yeah. I don't know. There's always something, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's cool about CrossFit, that or anything that you take on, you know, in that kind of second stage, you know, that post babyhood. I think I was just so done. I was
How
so
old
done
were
with
the
it.
girls when you started? If you were 38 when you started, how old were the girls?
It was just after, so probably Millie was 18 months
Mm.
because I had radioactive iodine for my thyroid just after her first birthday, and then it kind of like took me 6 months to kind of like for everything to kind of come to a point where I was healthy enough to exercise.
Yeah.
So yeah, she
I
was
still
18
remember
months.
walking into the stables and seeing you and Lisa Wan, and I was like, these girls are big girls. So you must have gained weight again
Yeah.
pretty fast.
But it comes gaining, yeah, and it was funny because it didn't bother me
Yeah.
quite so much. So I did it. I also, you know, because you do CrossFit and then you suddenly go, you know, you take the CrossFit Kool-Aid, and I'm going to run a half marathon as well. Thought I'd do that at the same time. Having not been a runner, definitely, and still not a runner, I ran around the lake from home and made it 3K without stopping, and in that sort of 20 minutes, just came home and said, so I'm going to do the Gold Coast half marathon. Trent's like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah. So I did that, and that just, I don't know, it was just all that sort of stuff. Just all these things that I could suddenly do again.
Yeah.
It was nice. And I
That's
think
cool.
I got through that. I did all that, like, and I'm not a runner, definitely not. But I think CrossFit allowed me to do that and have a really satisfying experience with that.
That's
as well.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember the comp we did together?
Yeah, down at
Was it
Brizzy.
Brizzy Gold Coast? I don't even remember. It was us three, you, me, Lisa Wan, Josh. What was his name? Oh, fuck. I don't remember the other two boys' names. Caspar. And was it Bo? Is his name Bo? No.
No.
He's still around. I saw him recently somewhere. He was a freak on the rings. He could do like really tricky things on the rings. Do you remember that dude? He was dating Little Rach at the time.
Oh, Gabe. Did Gabe do
Gabe.
it with us?
It was Gabe. Yep. That was, I remember that comp. I'll never forget because I was partnered with Gabe for whatever it was, and I couldn't do bar muscle ups, and I just had to stand there while he did all the bar muscle ups.
Oh, that's
'cause
right.
I couldn't do
I
them.
think he also did all the handstand walks.
He
and
did everything.
I think he did everything.
What a guy.
He's another gifted human.
Mm.
It's really annoying.
And so we did that comp, and then was that your, like, around, because if you started in 13, that would have been in 2014.
Yeah.
Was that one of your first-ish comps? Did you
Yeah,
do
I
a
think it
lot
was.
and then
yeah.
just, like, never really stopped?
Never stopped after that. Yeah.
Did a lot of local ones.
Yeah.
Did you go straight for... Did you do any individual ones or always team stuff?
I did. I think I did a Wadstock
Yep.
Masters one or something like that. But I prefer to. I'd much rather hide in a team.
Yep.
I love it. I just everything.
Still?
Yeah, definitely. That was the hardest thing about CrossFit Games last year, is that feeling so exposed, and like all my weaknesses and all the things that you should add. It's like, oh my god, this is
no one can help you.
No one's gonna I can't cheer for someone else. It's so I don't reckon I had a very good experience last year.
And you're going back again this year?
Hopefully.
You qualified for?
Yes, I've qualified again.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
So 2-time games qualifier. And is that why you're going back? Because you want to have a better experience?
I just want a better experience. I think, like last year, I was really naive with thinking, I qualified on 4 sessions a week. You can compete on 4 sessions a week. I got here like that. And no, I got there, and that's not how it works.
Yep.
Not to feel comfortable. Not to feel happy with how you perform and things like that. Like, it's probably nothing that I didn't do anything horrible or anything like super embarrassing. Oh, I did do some kind of weird forward flip in my handstand walk.
Nice.
A little bit embarrassing, but other than that, like, it's like you can still do it. It's all just basic CrossFit, but just the first 2 days I was there, I just completely forgot how to CrossFit.
Nerves?
Yeah, and I come from an individual sporting background, and where it was always on me and that kind of thing, and I just didn't trust myself. It was actually it was a really horrible feeling, and it's taken me a while to kind of come down from that. And I don't know whether it's kind of, I think at the time too, it's probably, looking back now, it's probably coincided with a lot of my what would be perimenopause symptoms. So it's like, the stress of going and all those challenges, and then just at some point last year, I really hit a brick wall just with everything.
Did you, when you qualified, did you then increase your training a lot? No.
She's like, I got this, guys.
Look at me.
So it's not like you went in super fatigued or anything like that either?
No, I didn't change anything. I just went over there just thinking, wing it, it'll be fine. How hard could it be?
Pretty hard, turns out.
Being at the top of the level in the sport, it's...
I think it's the thing too, like when you go to something like that, it's like, at school, they take, you're the smartest in your class at school. So they take the smartest kid out of every class and make an accelerated class. And suddenly you go from being the smartest in the class to, oh shit, all these kids are smarter than me. And you're really struggling, and you're still like the top 1%, but you're with all, and it's, so there's and it kind of feels threatening as well, because you're so used to...
just being around your people, knowing where you like fall. Is it? Do you think you had, in reflection, like a little bit of the imposter thing? Like,
absolutely.
I shouldn't be here. Like, this isn't. I haven't. All of those kinds of thoughts.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, what am I doing here?
But now that you've made it 2 times, surely that feels better as well.
Yeah, I think it does. I think the reflection is, I wasn't prepared.
Yep.
I wasn't physically prepared. Therefore, I wasn't mentally prepared. Like, I didn't feel comfortable in my body last year.
So what have you done? Have you started obviously doing different things now?
Yeah.
For training?
She's like, no, just the same.
She's like, 4 days a week. I'm fine.
I realised I was not fine. So
what have you changed this, like, training wise? What have you changed?
Well, I'm doing a little bit more just at home, working on if I could get my elbow done, that's a different story.
Pull this a little closer to you, Mel.
Just all those like little
niggly
things which seem to be getting to me at the moment, but just a bit of extra stuff, looking after my fitness, doing a bit of running. And
what was the biggest hole last year, do you reckon?
It's still gymnastics. That's always going to be for me. And
you're a long dog. Long dogs find it harder.
And I'm heavy.
Yep.
Like, it would be nice. I sometimes think, I just wish I was 60 kilos, but I remember what it was like to be 60 kilos, and I'm not short, so there's a trade-off. So you're always going to have your strengths, and you're always going to have your weaknesses. So
when you say gymnastics, is it pulling, pushing, all of it?
Both.
Yep.
Both. I did a pretty nasty labral tear in my right shoulder in 2019.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so there's always kind of that. I've had a little bit of frozen shoulder in my left as well, so that's kind of bothering me. So handstand push-ups aren't my favourite. Where I used to love them, that was always kind of a bit of a strength for me, a little bit of a secret weapon, and now it's just not. There's just this
Don't worry,
hurt.
I'm going to write a letter to CrossFit about handstand push-ups, so hopefully we won't see them ever.
Yeah.
Because my letter will obviously influence them.
Yeah. Just yeah. Which is, it's a shame because it was something that I really like. If like Diane loved it, deadlifts, handstand push-ups. Like, yeah, I've got this. Now it's like, oh, how am I going to break this up? How long is this going to take? Is there a time cap?
In terms of you've done CrossFit now in 3 decades of your life, 30s, 40s, 50s. In terms of when you started, or maybe within the first 3 to 5 years in comparison to now, do you notice a significant difference in your strength, fitness, gymnastics? Aside from the injury factor, is there, have you noticed any kind of decline, or are you still getting better?
No, I'm not getting better. I'm happy with staying the same. And having that mindset. I'm just trying to
hold the fuck on.
Oh yeah. Basically, yeah.
And do you feel like you've held pretty well?
I reckon I am. I've still got to work. I've got to work harder. I can't, if I have 2 weeks off, I'll feel that 2 weeks off. It's still being consistent and things like that. Whereas, definitely in your 20s and 30s you can have some time away, and then you come back and you have a week at training, and it's all comes back. Now it's it's harder to hold on to all that stuff now. So,
and what about barbell strength? Do you have you held that really well?
I think sometimes with all that barbell stuff, I think it's just knowing, oh yeah, I've snatched 70 before, so 65 is okay. And I think about how long it actually took me to be able to snatch 65 kilos. And now I'll just sort of do it on not a lot of training. But I think there's I think there's a lot of confidence in just knowing that, oh, I've done it before, I'm sure I can do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Squat, deadlift, press, all of that stuff, like your raw strength.
I still reckon I reckon I'm down just generally with all that sort of strength, probably 10%.
Yeah.
Even when I'm working really hard, I don't. But then I don't really kind of test my single strength anymore. I kind of put more value in being able to kind of rep it out at higher percentages. So.
And barbell cycling would be up there with your strengths too, right?
Yeah, I do enjoy that.
Yeah,
it's always fun. I think there's something really empowering about kind of going, I've just put 45 kilos over my head 30 times.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So
absolutely. Yeah. You also had, speaking of weightlifting, you had a little weightlifting moment a few years back too.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What happened there?
Just one of those things that I think of, just a hyperfixation moment.
You're like, half marathon, weightlifting.
I might do weightlifting. Look, I do have, you know this, you'll have a hobby. Do you have a hobby graveyard? And
I have, yeah.
Are we talking ADHD girl things here?
I'm guessing. It's all in my house. I reckon I've caught it off the rest of my family. So.
A hobby graveyard. Yeah. So this is things that you've done, hyperfixated on, and then you finished it, so it's over there now. Yeah.
So I have a whole room.
That's great.
Trent threatens me with filling me up with some of the kids' ADHD meds and locking me in there for a day, sorting it out.
That's very funny. So weightlifting, it was a while though.
I loved it. I still do. I got so much value out of that. There's just something so much different about. I like the quiet of it. I love that whole thing of and how organised it is. It really kind of there's a bit of chaos. So it's always this bit of a paradox where I love the chaos of CrossFit and the noise and the rah, but there's just something also really relaxing about, you've got your 1 minute and it's all really quiet, and I think there's a real positivity around it. People do want you to succeed. I think, and do you get that feeling anyway? Whereas I feel with CrossFit, I think there's a lot of people around secretly hoping you're going to fuck up.
Surely she won't make that lift.
Look at those handstand push-ups.
Oh, that looks bad.
That's funny.
Yeah, or maybe it's just me, but yeah, I think there's, I don't know. It's different. Yeah, if I had the time, I would still love to do it.
There's a lot of time, the old weightlifting sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you did compete.
Yep.
And did you compete in Masters?
Yeah, did some Masters comps and things like that. It was fun. I actually ended up going to I think the last year it was pretty easy to go. I went to nationals for weightlifting. And then they made it harder after that because they realised it was too easy.
So like, she got here with 1 year of training. No,
that old bag got it here. So it's there's a level of commitment that just can't wrap my head around even now with that those top level they're so strong. Very just
impressive.
So much admiration for the amount of work that has to go into it,
and just being able to show up and pick up a fucking heavy barbell when you don't want to day after day, like, it's so heavy. It's just so heavy. So hard.
But some days the at least you know that when you look at a barbell loaded at 80 kilos, you know it's 80 kilos. Like, sometimes the weight of my life, I don't quite know what it is.
That's a good segue. That was my next thing I wanted to ask you about. How do you balance everything? You're a mum of 2 girls. Are you still business owner? Still business owner?
Yeah, I'm working from home now.
Yeah,
I've
nice.
kind of like, I've
pulled that back a little.
I have.
Have you?
I have. But
she's like, I moved at home, but I'm busier than ever.
But I decided to put in like a volunteer role at the surf club, and probably one of the busiest volunteer roles I could probably have picked. So I don't know.
So you got a few things. So how do you balance it? This doesn't have to be a right answer. You can say
no. I don't.
Terribly.
I don't know that I do.
Yeah.
I some days I feel like I'm on top of it and I'm doing quite well. Other days I'm going, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. Am I ruining my kid's life?
Yeah.
Am I still a nice person? I think that's been the biggest thing for me, that I have to keep coming back. Am I a good person?
Where do you go to have to ask yourself that? Like, why do you think that's a question you ask yourself?
Oh yeah. Look, I've snapped at a lot of people in the last. I think that's been the biggest thing for me, and that age of my life is and I think a lot of 70s babies will be feeling this right now, is that whole like, what am I symptom, like how you're feeling about yourself and that lack of confidence. But it's also, there's that feeling, is it menopause, is it undiagnosed ADHD, is it long COVID, do I have bipolar disorder? Like, you kind of don't know where you're at with everything. Or is it dementia, or is it all of the above? And you kind of feel like some days, like, I'll be driving along and I just have a period of about like 10 seconds and I'm like, where am I? And it's, and then, I'm driving home, I've done this, I do this drive every single day. So there's sort of moments like that, whereas it's like, where's that coming from?
Yeah.
Is it hormones? Is it my brain?
Do you figure it out? You ask a lot of questions, but have you figured it out?
No, but I tell you what, that so much of it's menopause.
Yeah.
So much of it is that
when
whole
did you
perimenopause.
notice?
Look, now upon reflection, 40s, early 40s. And there's all these things that happen then, and I don't think perimenopausal symptoms just get taken seriously. I think we're told to suck it up. Honestly, if a man's balls shriveled up, he would be in there straight away getting something, and there was something for it, he'd be getting something for it. Our ovaries are shriveling up, and we're just told to, it's natural. But I would argue that cancer's natural, and we don't just let that run its course, do we? Like, there are things that can be done, and the best thing that's happened to me is starting HRT, or MHT they call it now.
Yeah.
So.
When did you start that?
Earlier this year, February, March.
And early 40s? What were the first symptoms you came across?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think back now, and it's just I think there's that kind of start with this sort of.
I think maybe because it's so slow and gradual, it's hard to like put your finger on what it is, or even what's going on, until you look back and you're like, that's when that started.
You just stop feeling like yourself.
Yeah.
There's just lots of little things that stack up over time, and you start to lose yourself, and it's and that's when I think you're so far away from what you used to be.
And when you say that, what do you mean exactly? Like,
But that's the thing.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
you're just not yourself. You lack confidence. Is it me? Is it everybody else? Am I the asshole? Like, and you are. Like, I was meanest to the people I love the most.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest thing is, when little kids come home and they've had a big day at school and, they rage at mum. It's like, oh my God, I'm your mum. But I'm doing that back now. And it's, I don't know, it's just such a horrible feeling, just not being able to hold that in and just having that, and that sense of overwhelm all the time. Like, I just need everyone just to leave me alone, but it's like, but come and give me a hug at the same time.
Fuck this.
But we put up with
I'm
so
like
much.
this now. I'm fucked. Like, when this happens to me, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but I think it starts early, and
Yeah.
and then it's like my hair's really frizzy. I like the hair I have now is not.
This is not my hair.
It's not my hair. I had hair that looked perfectly ironed all the time. Like it was. I would.
Your days are numbered, mate. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would just, I would. I would wake up in the morning and go, oh, yep. And that
Looking
was it.
good, right?
Yes. Fuck yeah, I've got this. Now it's like, oh my God, I've got pubes on my head. What is this?
We interviewed a doctor last week about menopause. So it was very funny. Like, she's going through all the symptoms and we're like, what the fuck? It's just so many things.
It is. It's just oh my God, I don't sleep. Like that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're just sitting on the couch.
Hey, you can fit some more training in at least.
I know, but and then you go through all the things that are bugging you, which is like people breathing, someone chewing.
Again, chewing bothers me now.
Yeah.
So.
No, you just wait. Like, oh my God.
It's going to go crazy.
Yeah, but it's just like, I just wish I was lying in bed and can't sleep, and like Trent's like, he's sleeping so well and I'm just so angry at him for being such a good sleeper.
That's fair. I think that's fair. And then what about training? Menopause training? How'd that?
Oh, I was just that angry old lady in the corner. Like, I think they still think that now. I was like, oh, what's her problem? It's like, you, but me.
You're my problem, bitch.
You just came in here and did things easy, and I'm just really angry.
Oh, your
about
body
it.
doesn't hurt? Cool.
But there's a few of us there. I think the thing that has annoyed me most about starting HRT is everyone who looked. I was looking around going, oh, you look good. Oh, you're looking really good at the moment. And it's like it's this sort of like this secret of people start, and there's a stigma around taking HRT, so they kind of keep it to themselves. I'm like, oh, and I'm asking a few women my age, like, what's your skincare regime? Like, what are you using? And then they go, oh, it's estrogen gel. It's my magic gel. I'm like, okay, how do I get that? And it's, so when I finally went to the doctor about it, and I've been in you go in and what are your symptoms, and you try to be tough about it, and they go, oh, let's do a blood test, and the blood test comes back and, oh, yeah, everything's fine. And I'm like, okay, all right, but I don't feel fine. And then when I finally went in earlier this year, and I just went, I'm done. I just, like, one week out of every month, I want to kill myself or my children. The other 3 weeks, I want to kill my husband. And, like, the thing is, I am not going to do well in prison. Like, I'm not cut out for prison. But it's that whole, and everyone who's looking any good, they've got that estrogen gel. I want so much gel that when men walk past me, they ovulate. That's how much
Give me
I want.
that much.
I want that much because estrogen has left the building. just. And I reckon I felt a little bit better, like within 2 weeks. And a couple of women at the gym going, give it 3 or 4 months, 6 months, and like I feel so much better. I'm sleeping, which I think that makes an enormous difference. Like I actually I go to bed at night and I sleep and I wake up. Like that's I'm not lying there awake worrying about God, some conversation I had in 1996. and that can be like the number of things that I've said to people sort of 25 years ago, and they probably don't even remember who I am, let alone the conversation we had, and that I might have offended them. And how do I need to find them on Facebook?
So no more of that.
No more of that.
That's nice.
No. Just random thoughts at 2:00 in the morning.
That's good. And do you feel like generally less like killing people?
Oh yeah. My homicidal tendencies have reduced.
That's lovely.
Which is good. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. I don't know how I actually don't know how I'd murder people either, because it's like I'm such a pacifist in reality. I just hope that,
just pay someone.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had the money, it'd be for people. I don't think there's any amount of estrogen that's going to save some. My estrogen that's going to save some people at the moment. But
that's gold.
I don't know. It's. I didn't think it had happened to me. Like I remember my grandmother just. I remember asking her so many years ago when I was in my 20s, like, what was menopause like for you? And she's like, I just woke up one day and I knew I wasn't pregnant, but I just felt better. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. Menopause is a state of mind. So, and I honestly believe that. And then to actually have all those symptoms and have all the stuff that sort of is going on and I didn't just that feeling of heat all the time, just always being a little bit hot, have a mildly uncomfortable thought and you just start sweating. My brain, the brain fog, that's the whole thing. It's like, what's going on with my brain? Is it because everything was infinitely worse once I got COVID? Like, oh God, was it that COVID injection? Is it like, I've got a family history of dementia, Alzheimer's. Is it that? Is it that most likely that undiagnosed ADHD? Probably. Yeah. So yeah, there's when you're surrounded by it every day, you don't see neurodiversity as that diverse. It's just like,
normal.
It's just what's going on in my house. Like, really, you're gonna dedicate a whole Instagram page to that? That's what I would live with every day. It's my family.
And what about training? So you've had a couple of niggles, around this, which is pretty common around that menopause period. But how did you find not sleeping and not feeling great, but still having to show up? How was that?
I think that's the benefit of having always done a sport and always done a competitive sport, is there's just that daily habit of there's so many days I don't feel like it, but it's just what I do, and it's just part of that. And I think the thing that, like anything that I would recommend for women, just have something that you do every day that makes you feel better about yourself.
Were you good at managing, modifying things, pulling back your intensity when required?
No, I'm really bad at that.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, cool.
I'm really bad at not following my own advice
So
that I would give people.
Listen to anything this woman says.
Yeah. Well, she's here to tell you do the opposite of what she does.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
But I'm really bad at test. That hurts. Let's just test.
Warm it up a bit and see how it goes.
Actually, maybe this is a physio thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
She said something on Instagram the other day, and I was like, I never do anything. I just look at people and then I leave. But then she put up something about her elbow, and I messaged her. I was like, "What's wrong with your elbow?" And she's like, tried to do some rope climbs without warming up. And I was like, "Dickhead, I haven't been able to do that for 5 years. You have no business."
Well, I wanted to test whether or not I could do it before I started warming up. Was it going to be worth warming up?
Turns out you should have.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's working again. I've been told. I have seen a professional, and he's told me not to piss it off for the next week. So I'm just giving it positive affirmations.
Speak nicely to it.
No, I promise Anthony I will not test it. So no, it's I don't know, it's so hard because your brain still thinks you can do everything. And and that's that. When someone you speak to someone much older than yourself, and you kind of think, how do you not realize that you're 87 years old? And they go, I still feel like I'm 24. And I can see that. That's how I feel all the time. I have not aged. My brain got to 24 And everything that's happened to me physically, my brain is still 24.
Dude, that's my age.
Yeah.
That's the age I'm stuck at.
It's the best age. I've there's so much about 24 that I enjoyed, and I just decided to stay there.
This is where I live.
Yeah.
It's just when I open the gym, so that's when things have stayed the same time.
It's
But I think that's like good. Like, I don't think that's a negative. Cause,
and all the people that I see around me that have aged really well, I just don't believe that. I just don't like what's happening to them physically. Well, no, they don't. No, I don't mean it like that. But it's definitely a state of mind, and you make a choice you make choices with every action that you do, and you can choose to sit on the couch and eat chocolate and all that, but
like, do you guys remember what 40-year-olds looked like 50 years ago? They look like they were like 60. What 60-year-olds look like now?
I remember, I think we talked about this the other day, when you were kids and your mum's friends would come over and you're like, they're so old, like we're that age now. Yeah. But we're way cooler.
But we're way younger than they were.
They were like
the
haggard.
Same age. Yeah, maybe it was the hair, the outfits. I'm not sure, but they just looked older.
I don't think fashion didn't help at all.
I agree with
at
that.
all. But I did take a selfie we went out the other night and I took a selfie with my teenage children, and there's nothing that gives you there's no rude awakening about how your face has aged
next to your kids.
Nothing quite the same as
you're like, whoa!
It's like, whoa! And I'm like, oh my God, and then I put my glasses on and that's worse.
That's so good. Such youthful skin.
Oh, I know. And they're so beautiful, and it's hard to, because I look at women my age and I see the beauty in them and I don't see it in myself. It's really you see, like, I don't know, I still, because I feel 24 in my brain, it's like I don't see that reflected back at me in the mirror, and I think that is still my biggest test every day is like, I'm really pleased that my eyesight is going and I get a bit of soft focus, because I wouldn't leave the house. Like,
oh, Rach,
it's hard.
I've been looking at you this whole time, whether it helps or not, but you look so good.
Oh, thank you.
Your face is excellent for 51.
And that's the thing, it's for 51 and I don't look good for 21.
I mean,
hey babe,
like, I'm not going to lie to you.
And that's fine. And I think that's where, because I've chosen not to, like, okay, I've got some lashes going on at the moment, but I've chosen not to have this is
you.
It. I haven't even bothered with sunscreen most of the time. And I've made a real commitment to that, to just age. We stigmatize age, and I don't want to do that, but it's still like every now and then it's like, oh my God, I don't look 21. It's like, babe, you're not 21.
You're not.
It's okay. And I see all these older women who I just look at and go, oh my God, she's amazing, she's beautiful. And I don't even say she's beautiful for her age. It's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. And I need to be softer on myself about
Absolutely.
that. Like because I'm far more generous with other people than I am with myself.
I think you've always been a bit that way, though.
Yeah, I think that's my nature.
Yeah.
I've always been pretty hard on myself.
And all of your menopausal symptoms probably have exacerbated it slightly.
Yeah. And I think that's where the imposter syndrome comes in. Do I deserve this? Have I worked hard? And I know I've worked hard, and objectively I know I've done all these things, but it's that little voice, it's that mean girl that sits in your head all the time. And I say this to a lot of people, with conversations I have with when I'm trying to be that sort of that nice person not trying to be, I am. But it's like, the number of times if we spoke to our friends the way we speak to ourselves, we'd have no friends. Like, the person that we live with every single day, I can't believe how mean we are to ourselves, because I would never be that mean to anyone. Like, just that self-talk, I think I've got to rein it in every now and then, because that's been the most difficult thing, I think, from kind of my mid-40s, is just that criticism all the time.
And I guess from someone who's in their mid-30s, I thought that would get better as you got older. I thought you would be like more accepting of yourself as you got older, but you're sort of saying it's the opposite. As you hit the 40s.
Yeah, I still think it's I really wonder if it's kind of more hormone driven, if that whole like and things start to fail a little bit, and so you become quite critical instead of just accepting it is what it is.
And time is ages.
Yeah,
all that sort of
and
stuff.
you've got to throw in a bit of anxiety and stuff as well. I mean, that'll comes with everything as well, and just questioning choices that you're making and how they affect other people, and it's sort of like particularly like being a mum as well. And I was older when I had my kids, so you're sort of like, you worry about how that choice affects them, and but I'm so fortunate to have the family that I have, and I've got a great husband, and my kids are
also a good segue. I want to talk about parenting next too. The
Oh,
girls.
the
So how
girls.
old are the girls now?
13 and 16.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
13 and 16. And I know over the years we've had many, especially after I had Callie, like little parental chats, and I know that our values are pretty aligned with girls and raising daughters.
Yeah.
I
I love
about
this
that.
age, 13 and 16. I actually love being a mum of teenagers.
That's cool.
I love it. They are pretty strong-willed, and they have really their justice, their morals, and where they're kind of like their justice system is really strong. I'm really proud of decisions they make every day.
Do you worry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you concerned for their well-being and their safety often?
Yes, I am. Kira's got her learners now.
Ew.
So,
Oh
my God.
That's stupid.
I worry for the safety of other drivers. Poor kid has to learn in a manual as well, so she's not very happy about that. But I reckon it's a kind of a weird flex now to say, I've got my manual license. So.
It is. Not many would be doing
No,
that these days.
no,
That's pretty cool.
They're great, and I've kind of joked for quite a long time that they've been medium achievers, which isn't so bad. Like I think about how I went through high school as an overachiever and just always anxious and worried, and the amount of sleep I lost over stuff that just wasn't important. And I remember saying to Kira, like end of last year, like, have I let you down by not being pushy? Should I have pushed you a little bit harder academically? And she goes, I really like going to school. She goes, I have no worries. And so she goes, no. She goes, I would just be stressed out and anxious if you had pushed me academically. So
Do they talk to you about everything?
yes,
Yeah.
some things I don't want to know, but
And how do you think you developed that relationship with them, making sure that they felt comfortable to talk to you?
yeah, I think it's. I mean, I'm an open book myself, so I think it's. I've just told them I'm not here to be your friend. I'm your mum, and I'm better than a friend. So and I can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on. So, and they're pretty open. Kira's always been. She's my oldest, and she's a real open book. She's one of those. She's always been easy from day dot. I don't know what I did to deserve her, because she's one of those. She was either asleep or awake and happy. And if she's unhappy, something's happened in the last 15 minutes that's pissed her off, and you can kind of like put your finger on it. Millie's a bit different. She's kind of a little bit more like that. Like she's like a little cartoon character that's got a little rain cloud over the top of her. Her baseline is probably a little bit more morose. But they very self-aware though. Really able to, knows itself really well, which is nice. So.
Sporty?
I think they have a lot of potential to be sporty, but there's absolutely no inclination.
No drive to push it?
I get the middle finger a lot,
Love
even
it.
if it's not, even if it's, just I can see it in their eyes. And a lot of get fucked mum. So.
Yeah. And did you, when they were younger, did you have them in things to make sure that was,
Oh yeah, I forced them into swimming, and everyone, like, you live on the coast, you need to know how to swim, and they enjoyed learn to swim sort of stuff. But as soon as it became kind of structured, they just didn't enjoy it. They've got, I don't know, but like Millie is. I said, why don't you like when we did nippers? Why don't you want to do nippers? She goes, I don't like being told what to do.
Fair.
Which is fair enough, but like you've kind of got to go to school and be told, like it's like, yeah, well, I have to go to school. I know that's the law, but otherwise I don't like being told what to do. So yeah,
Fair.
that was a 6-year-old.
That was when she was 6.
Oh yeah. Oh, the 3-year-old, we're driving to daycare and she's in the back seat. She goes, ugh, sleep school every day's the same. Like she was like, I had the most cynical 3-year-old. It's like, oh honey, get used to it.
Welcome
it's
to
called
life,
the grind.
mate.
She figured it out at 3.
Oh yeah, just like quit. I'm like, Mum, why are we here? Like, what are we even doing? It's like, oh my God, you're 4. You're just here to just hang out and have fun. Like, why are you questioning the meaning of life now? It's like, it's not. Yeah, just be a nice person.
That's
so
wild.
yeah, no, yeah, no, they're great. They're so much fun.
What are the biggest challenges of having teenage girls or just having daughters in general?
Friendships.
Oh.
Friendships. Girls are bitches.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they obviously talk to you about it all, so you're having to help them through that.
Yeah. It's just.
When did it start, and is it still going on now?
Oh, look, I think, yeah, Kira kind of got away with it till probably like grade 10. Millie, it seems to have started, I don't know, she's got a hectic year. I don't know what was in the water when we were all pregnant back in 2010, 2011, because kids born then, they're full on. I don't know. This just stuff that I know that's going on with that age group, and it's just, yeah.
Like what?
I don't
What stuff?
know, just risky behaviour.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
illegal risky behaviour?
Drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there's one kid that wanted to stay the night, and then I don't want her to stay. Smoking weed.
Yeah.
Like, that's 13. They're babies. Like, yeah, just having that conversation with Millie. Hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but her just saying that, you know, the kids her age are going, oh, I remember, you know, I miss being a kid. And she's going, but we're still kids.
Aww.
She goes, she said, we're not supposed to be thinking that. We're 13. We're still kids. We're allowed to be kids. And, I like, you're old for a really long time. Like, don't rush to be an adult.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard being an adult.
Do you think social media has a lot to do with that, or?
Yeah,
What
but
they
I don't think social media is evil. I think you can definitely use social media for good.
Go on.
And I think it's a powerful way for us all to communicate and keep in touch and all that kind of thing. And I think there's certainly, it has its superpowers, but you know, with that comes, you know, the ability for it to be used for evil kind of thing as well. I think social media is there. You know, our high-tech world is there. It's not going, and I think we need to be more responsible as adults and parents of how we educate our kids to use it and to use it well, and to be informed and to know what's real. We've got AI coming, like, it's not going anywhere.
It's fucking here. Have you seen all the videos that, like, you can tell if you look close enough, but some of it looks pretty solid.
We're watching David Attenborough last night, his ocean little thing. You were watching that.
Is it the new one?
New one.
Oh, what's that on? I need to see it.
I don't know.
Is
It came out in the cinemas, so I don't know if you have to like buy
I think
it
it was
on
on
Apple or
Disney. I think we
something.
watched it on Disney.
Oh, Disney, maybe,
Disney
yeah.
Plus
Oh,
last
nice.
night. I think I was
Okay.
watching it on that. But like, and Kira's like, I don't want to watch it. David Attenborough's going to die soon. It's like, I said, he might already be dead. He could be AI. And that just upset her more. But it's I don't know. I just think it's here, and they can use it like it. I don't want them to take Snapchat away from the kids, because that's their way of communicating with each other. Millie gets out of the house and goes to school a much happier kid, because she knows who's wearing what, who's going, who's not. And I think there's a comfort and a confidence in how they know their day is going to go. Like, I still think that's their way of communicating, and I think we need to make sure that they're educated in how to use it well. And I think that still comes back to being a good person.
Yeah.
And
I was just about to say, how do you do that?
Yeah,
And
it's still about having that ethical standard of you treat others how you want to be treated, and it doesn't matter what the medium is. Like, we bullied people back. Well, I didn't, but I saw bullying happen in my childhood, and we didn't have the technology we have now. It still happened. I still have a friend that committed suicide because of the way she was treated by other people, and that had nothing to do with social media. That was just people being assholes.
Yep.
You know, and not understanding that you know, you have a responsibility to look after people and look after their feelings. So not, you know, we've got to look after our own, and it's you know, it's good to feel good about yourself, but just be kind. And I think that's if that's the only thing my kids learn from me as a parent, I've done my job. So I think that's the most important thing. It doesn't, social media's here. Like, don't kid yourselves and think you're going to keeping them from, you know, keeping it from them is going to save them. Like, I think they can use it. It's a tool.
Yeah.
And
at the appropriate ages.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing, and that's the thing about a tool. You wouldn't give a chainsaw to a 6-year-old, but at some point they might need one.
Teach them how to use it.
Teach them how to use it. You don't just give it to them and say go for your life. Like it's dangerous. But
do you monitor the girls' use, or like what?
Not as much as I should, but that's the thing. I know I can look through any drawer, any bag, under the bed. I can look in anything that my girls have, and they won't bat an eye. So I know that there's nothing that they have that embarrasses them enough that they don't want me to see it. I don't have to ask. We were talking about, I think something came up in the media about, you know, should parents be able to look at their phone, kids' phones, and they've gone, you can look at mine anytime. It's like, I don't want to. I don't want to see what you. I don't want to know. but they don't have any shame in what they have on their phone. So that's
positive.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I am that parent with their head in the sand that thinks their kids, like, I know my kids aren't perfect, and I know they do some dumb stuff, but I want them to be able to own the dumb stuff they do. Because we all make mistakes. I've already said that. Like, you know, we fuck up all the time, and it's okay. It doesn't, you know, you can fail, but you're not a failure. So,
love it.
Yeah,
that's very cool. What
very
else?
Cool. Do your kids know how badass you are, or is it just like just my mom?
No, maybe when I rage.
No, I meant like at the gym.
They came with. No, it was cool. It was actually really cool to take the kids to Alabama last year.
To the games.
Games and get them, you know, even though I don't feel happy with how I went, it was good for them to, and I think they were, and I like to think they were proud of me.
Yeah, of
like
course.
It was cool. They had a good time. They got to go overseas and all that kind of thing. But it's I think for so long, I was just mum, and I don't.
Now
I
you're
think
a games athlete.
Yeah, I don't really kind of feel like that, but it's all the stuff I did before I had kids. I would love for there to be more evidence of what I did, just so I could, like, I know you think Dad's good, but I was better. Like, your dad's cool, but I'm cool too. Because it's just, they kind of like see, like, I think men still, like, of course you have that kind of, like, you have pregnancy and then everything kind of like goes a bit backwards then, but it comes back. But when you have this little baby, I don't know, that's the biggest thing with motherhood that I really struggled with was Trent would sit there and go, he'd have the thought, I'm going to go to Bunnings. And he would just get up and go to Bunnings. Just walk out, just leave. But when you've got a baby, you can't do that. It's like, oh, hang on.
What time can I go to Bunnings?
Yeah, I need to go to Bunnings. And then in about 3 weeks' time, you actually finally get yourself to Bunnings, and then you forget what you were there for in the first place. So, I don't know. There's still, like, the biggest adjustment with motherhood, and I still struggle with it, it's like I've got to put so many other people before me before I make a decision. And so I find that's the hardest thing about my life right now is I'm indecisive, because I'm constantly
already made all those other decisions.
Yeah, I've got all these other people to factor into my decision, and and to just make a decision is actually, it feels like an indulgence and feels quite selfish to actually just make, so I end up in that kind of that indecision inertia. Like it's just nothing happens because I can't like decide. So that would be the one thing I would change about myself and my brain right now is would be that. So.
Are they going to go to the games this year?
No.
This year?
They can. I'm the guy.
Is Trent going?
Nope.
Ooh.
Don't tell myself. Yeah. No. I've so Bronnie Clatcher, who went with me for the first time last year, and her and I have had a pretty similar experience and disappointed and that. So she's made it again this year. So we're pretty firm and
Redemption trip.
yeah,
I like it.
just to remind ourselves that we remember how to do CrossFit.
Yeah.
I think more than anything, and just have a better experience.
Where's she from?
So she's Harvey Bay girl, I think.
Oh, cool.
Originally, but she's on Gold Coast at Raw Iron. So she's
Are you the only two Aussies in your age
No,
group?
no. Our age group, no, it's full of Aussie girls.
Really?
Aussie and Kiwi girls.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, I think there's like about 5 of us
That's cool.
that have qualified in that 50 to 54 age group. Yeah. Oceania girls are kind of epic at
That's awesome.
perimenopause.
That's
Which is
awesome.
cool. So, yeah, no.
How many do they have in your age group at the games?
30.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think it's
Still a pretty
younger.
big field. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's, I mean, obviously it makes it easier to go, but it's still good to go. But I don't know, you still have those feelings of doubt about, yourself and your ability, and should I be going, and am I only going because the semi-finals workouts really suited me? They really suited me. But Ohio doesn't have a very cool ring to it sometimes, I think, but that'll be fun.
Be
I'm looking forward to going and just being a better CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Remembering what I'm supposed to be there for, and just trying to keep that self-doubt out of your brain, which is hard. Yeah.
And then future H, what's the plans? What's the goals? Where are we going?
Just literally just stay in one piece. It's just it's literally managing niggles and just making sure niggles don't become major injuries and things like that. I have an idea that I will probably be doing something competitive for the rest of my life. It will not be high rocks. There's far too much running in that.
Far too much running.
That will not be happening. I think Trent will have a go at it, but just as a bucket list, tick it off. But I don't know, unless High Rocks does a major pivot and takes out running and puts
It'll be
swim
like,
in
I was
there.
going to say a K swim and then the exercises.
Yeah. I'm always hopeful that a swim will get thrown into something somewhere, but no, chances of that at the moment are quite slim.
Yeah,
that's
right.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So you're right on that one. And then, okay, so we would have many people that listen to this what is that noise? Do we have a fire alarm? We would have several people that listen to this that would be edging or already in like that perimenopause, menopausal phase. They train.
Yeah.
So you're someone who doesn't listen to your body through when they should slow down. But would you recommend show up, keep going, keep training?
It's consistency.
Yeah.
I joke about I do. I'm better at managing things. I do scale a lot more than I used to. I'm a lot better at going, you know what, today's not my day, and that's okay. I'm going to do something a little bit different. But I don't believe that we should wait until we're so far down in a hole of feeling crap that's the time we do something about it, when there's so much more evidence now to suggest, dealing with your estrogen and all of that kind of thing earlier. There is no shame in managing your menopause symptoms.
And do you feel like there was and is?
I really think there is. There's a whole, the generations that have come before us are like, and they've really martyred themselves and, it was like, I had hot flushes and I did this and and I never had any of that menopause hormone stuff, and come on, you can do it. Have a better mindset. Like I just no, there's so many other things that we need to do in life, and making them feel a little bit more shit and making everything a little bit harder because you just don't have enough estrogen on board. Like, what's the point in doing that when we know that we can actually do something to improve how we feel?
Makes sense.
And and all the stuff that sags. I feel really angry that I wish I'd started everything sooner, because the things that sag wouldn't be as saggy.
What's sagging, Rach?
The boobs. This little bit, there's a bit under here that I was playing with today. And the weird hair that starts. Again, it's really like
on your head?
No, out of between my eyebrows and like on my chin and just everything.
It's just a fucking lot, isn't it? Boy, these last 2 podcasts have really put the fear in me.
Really put the damper.
But you
on
already
things.
know all about this shit, like doing that lady business job that you have. You already know about it. Are you scared?
But even that's better. Like that's like
what's better?
Or your lady bits are better. Estrogen, like that's.
With the estrogen.
With the estrogen, it's better.
I thought you meant menopause was making
no,
it. What?
No, it's not.
I'm getting conflicted information.
No. Everything's like dry and saggy down there too, and it just tightens it all up again.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So that you do get reversal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So why wait until there's something to reverse from?
But yeah, and I guess what you were saying earlier, is it not until hindsight that you realise all of this, or do you realise as this stuff is happening, that stuff is happening, you need to do something about it?
Yeah, I think we just kind of we soldier on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think women are just good at being like, oh, like it'll be better next week, or like it's just because I'm tired, or
I still feel like I'm gonna. I'm a silk.
Yeah, you won't
I'm
be
not
like
going to
that.
be like that, am I? I'm not giant silk. I'll be like, I'm a little bit
Yeah,
tired.
but there's I think it's women's health in general, like everything, like with the PCOS and endometriosis and all those kind of things, and women's pain, and even like the whole idea of like, don't have any pain relief with, if you're really going to have a baby, don't have any of that pain relief stuff. You want to really make things really shit to have been a really good woman. Like,
to be a better woman,
make
more pain.
sure you really suffer, and then you're a real woman. And that's so unfair. It's so unfair that every generation before us has wanted that for the generations coming. I don't want that. I don't want that for younger women. Don't put yourself through it. Like, don't make your life harder than it already is. Like, I don't know. There's supposed to be a sisterhood, and we're supposed to look after each other. Like, it's hard enough fighting the patriarchy without actually undoing each other. I just think we need to be better at looking after each other and and sharing. Like, my symptoms were shit. Don't do it to yourself. Like, you could just not go through it. And I think we have to, it's almost like we have to prove ourselves by, I went through it and menopause was really bad for me. Like, oh my God, my childbirth was so much worse than yours, just to prove that we're better at being female. I just don't get it. I don't get why we celebrate suffering when we don't have to.
Fucking, that's pretty good.
Amen.
That's pretty good little, solid little finish out there, I reckon.
Yeah, it's good because my knees are really sore.
Better get this old girl up so we can get her down the stairs.
Like I said, I've got one good left leg and all the rest is a bit shit.
That's brilliant. That's good.
Thank
Anything
you,
else?
Rach. No, I think that covered it all. I think we covered all
We'll
of
let
it.
it go.
I think we
That's
covered
perfect.
everything. Like,
Good luck at the games. How long have you got to go?
I think I've got
Doesn't even
8
know.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about 8 weeks.
It's in August, is
It's
it?
middle of August.
Yeah, nice. And you get there a little bit early to,
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
love it.
make sure I spend some time away from thinking about life.
Yeah, love it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good
Decompress.
luck. Can't wait to see how you go.
Yeah.
Be great.
Mind you, that's if we don't have World War III start between.
Yeah, if we can even get to America by then.
So many exciting things happening. Thanks for coming on and talking
thanks for
about
having
all the lady things and
Thanks, it's
just
all
all of
over
it.
the
It's been
place.
great. No, that's what I assumed it was going to be.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about you and all of the things that you're passionate and feel good about. So,
Yeah.
and also not good about.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Thank you.
That's what I was hoping for. Thanks so much. See you soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.